I want to thank you for joining us for another episode of Sermon Highlight, and we're here again with Dr. Joshua Nelson. I want
Sir,
to thank you so
back
much
again.
for back here and giving us a highlight main points of the message that
Yeah.
you just preached.
Yes, sir.
Your title was "They're Not Like Us."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
with that?
you know, it's a salacious title. You know, everyone knows the song from, you know, the recent hip hop song, but, you know, I wanted to kind of get that title out there because, you know, I saw a shirt actually. I was in Gillette, Wyoming. I saw a shirt and someone had a picture of Jesus on the back of the shirt, and the shirt said, "He's not like us," you know, or "He's not like them," something like that. And I thought about that. I said, yeah, this is a good kind of reminder that we are different, you know, that we're not supposed to be like the world, that they're not like us, that we have to stand out and be different. So that's kind of where the sermon was kind of going today, to kind of really emphasize our need as young people to stand up for what is right, even if the world is standing against us.
Yes. And I know you chose Matthew 21:12
Yeah.
as your scripture.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, you're saying some people misread that.
Yeah, you know, I remember growing up in church and people often use that text to talk about why we should be reverent in church. And of course, the story of Jesus when he goes into the temple and he's mad because they're selling things and doing something in church. But that was a normal practice. They would actually, you know, they had to sell the things to the people to get them to buy their sacrifices. But what he was angry about was that they were cheating the people and they were being extremely, you know, disturbing to those who were trying to pray in the courtyard.
Okay.
And so the main emphasis that he was saying is, I'm calling you've made this house of prayer into a den of thieves because they're robbing from the people. And so the idea is that Jesus was really angry of the injustice that was being done to the least of these that were in that space. And a lot of people miss that when they read that text and want to use it to kind of proof text about you got to be, you know, holy and reverent in the church. And really, you know, that's not what that text is really about. Yeah.
You talk about injustice as well.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the theme of what your message today, where you touch on three things. I can't remember them right now, but
Yeah,
maybe you can.
I got you, man. No problem. So, you know, there's often this idea that you shouldn't, you know, protest, you shouldn't, you know, get upset. But Jesus shows that he was upset. When something is not right, he got upset, and rightly so. And I always tell people there's at least 3 levels that you should take when you see something that's not right or injustice being done to someone who is wronged. And the first level, you could just simply know in your heart that it's wrong. And that's what Jesus does. That, you know, he cries, he feels emotion for the city. And that's great. And I think we all could pray for our neighbors and pray for what's happening in our community. But the second level, you want to go further, is to actually open your mouth and say something about what's happening and say that it's wrong. And Jesus does that as well. And finally, what we see Jesus do is actually move into action. He's flipping tables, he's throwing the whip around, you know, he's moving into action. And there is something you can do physically with your body to actually make change. I remember reading something where young people, they could do this, where if someone is bullying someone, just simply standing between them and the bully, not even doing anything, not raising your voice, not even just putting your body in between the offender and the victim can be powerful to say, I'm standing with them, and you know, you're not going to hurt this person, you know. So there are things we can do that can really show that we're with those who are at least the last and the lost. Yeah.
Right. So I want to thank you. I know you're here for Youth Day.
Yes, sir.
Right?
That's what we dressed down. I'm dressed down today.
Yeah. I didn't get the memo.
I know, yeah, that's all right.
Let's keep it a little
Took the
bit.
jacket off, I see. It's all right.
Yeah. But I want to thank you, man, for coming
sir.
back here and sharing with us the highlights.
No doubt. Yes, sir. Good to have you
right.
on. Thank you, sir.